Making his way to centre cage to fight out of the blue corner. This is Levi Gonzalez.
3-3 fighting out of Integrated MMA here in Brisbane, who has joined a bunch of his stablemates from Integrated MMA on this card. And it's very special having that many training partners getting ready for the very same night. He's never been finished, but finished all his victories, as Adrian Tang always has his guys over-prepared. He could need to bring everything he's got for this matchup tonight against Max Davidson.
These cards, when everyone fights, are really great because everyone gets to escalate their intensity in the gym together. That intensity prepares you so much better than it does usually.
You first, standing across in the blue corner, weighing in officially 66.10 kilos. Happening from Brisbane, the River City. He's trained out of the Integrated MMA gym. Give it up, this is Levi Gonzalez!
Only problem with it, and I say that with endearment, is that you have to watch your boys fight sometimes before you fight.
Levi Gonzalez in the blue, Max Davidson in the red, and again another fight begins with the grappling. Max Davidson making no bones about where he wants this one, although Gonzalez finds himself with the double underhooks and able to stifle the attack.
Sitting out the back there watching your guy fight on the TV while you're trying to stay in the zone is difficult because you care so much about how they do. I'll watch flickers of it usually. I'll see our boy fight and I'll see, oh, he's doing well, he's doing bad, and I'll be back to the pad, so I'll be back to my zone.
Oh, gets that tight palm, but with these little gloves, you've got to be careful. Oh! That is one! Max Davidson just feeding his shots! Gonzalez is still dazed! Doing enough to stay in it! But now he's getting active. Davidson climbing around to the back. Still tweaking. Oh, and he taps it!
I'll see the result, oh, he's won, oh, he's lost, and I'll go, yep, all right, and I'll be back to my pads, back to the zone. And then they'll walk through the back and they'll either look elated or dejected, and you'll have to go, yep, back to my pads, back to my zone.
Your winner by submission, and it goes to the red corner, Max Davidson.
We usually do 2 or 3 weeks of hard intensity sparring. It's really damaging, so you can only do so much of it. Training like that is really to build the mind, to keep going when someone's getting the better of you, or particularly today when you're really tired, when you're 10 rounds down.
Fight camp, for me, what usually happens is I go balls to the wall with the conditioning, I make myself sick or I get injured.
The honest truth is that when you start hard sparring, you get a bit of adrenaline. Your injuries don't hurt anymore. You just have to reason to yourself, my stomach's aching, I've just been hit in the head, I might be a bit dizzy, but you got to get up and you got to keep going.
Weight cuts seem to be a big part of definitely mixed martial arts. The fighters are tempted to come into the cage as heavy as they possibly can, regardless of the weight category that they're fighting at. They're going to try to drop as much weight as they can in the weight cut so that they have a perceived advantage. And I think that that adds a level to the game that is not related necessarily to fighting.
Weight cutting is a plague on the sport. It's horrible because it's dangerous. The only deaths in the sport have come from weight cutting, but everyone's doing it, and if you don't do it, you can't reasonably compete at a high level. You manipulate your body weight so that when you step on the scale at weigh-in, you're significantly lighter than what you will be at the time of the fight. In that weight that you've manipulated down, you can carry more muscle mass, more weight to put on your opponent, more power output, all that sort of stuff. Right before the weigh-in, the night before, and the day of, I'm doing acute dehydration, sweatsuits, saunas, and limiting fluid intake to dehydrate myself to dangerous levels.
I'd like to see changes to the rules such that dropping as much weight as possible becomes less emphasized. It removes the danger of dramatic weight cuts, but also removing the emphasis on something that shouldn't be a factor on the fighter's performance, on fighting.
I think it does build you, putting yourself through the weight cut. I still jumped in the sauna beforehand. I still pushed through a little bit there because I wanted to feel a bit of struggle before the fight, to reinforce to myself that I was someone that could take that sort of struggle. Last night I was 96 kilograms. The weigh-ins I will be 84.4 kilos. Cutting that sort of weight in a week is not nice. The fight is the time when you get to put everything on display, and the weight cut is the bit that no one sees and that's the most torturous. So. Mustafa Wardex. Looks like he comes forward, it looks like he eats a shot fairly well too. I'm expecting him to come out a lot more polished than he was in his last fight. I'll be ready for anything.
84.2, Toby.
Feeling good, get some fluids back in, some carbs, some water, and sodium. I was super drained. It really pulls into question whether I can do middleweight anymore, but we got it done. We're here now, looking at the fight ahead. Yeah, so ceremonial weigh-in's coming up. We just did the actual weigh-in, and I shook his hand and he smiled at me and he seemed very friendly, so that's a really good sign that he's going to show up.
83.7 kilograms for Mustafa. Coming at Toby Sung. 84.2 kilograms for Toby.
So you want to discreetly eyeball your opponent because you want to get all the reads you can. You want to see how his body moves, the way he carries himself, whether he's a chest forward, eyes up person or a hunched over, looking at the ground kind of person. It tells you a lot about the way he's going to enter the cage. The big question is, once I get my hands on him, how does he react? Because he'll feel the strength and the intensity once that happens. But that's only a minute in. First minute I should be standing up. All the boys were successful in their weight cuts, and they really did it well because they didn't cut too early. That's a huge boost in confidence. No one was super sacked except for me, really. And everyone's looking sharp, and everything's happened perfectly, and touch wood will happen perfectly tomorrow night.